I'm going to say goodbye to you, but it was really nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Linda. We'll see you next time on The Chase Australia.
Tonight on 7 News, Cleo's alleged abductor in shackles and handcuffs moved to maximum security after appearing in court over the little girl's ordeal.
New restrictions to fight Queensland's new COVID cluster. The race to vaccinate ramps up again this weekend.
Buy a travel gift. Tourism Australia's new Christmas campaign starring a Queensland legend.
Ipswich sports ground shut down after thieves steal kilometres of copper cabling and leave live cables exposed.
Mia reports for duty. Police make a little Indooroopilly Girls' Day.
And it's been 40 years in the making, but Abba's new album is out. Was it worth the wait?
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Sharyn Ghidella and Max Futcher.
Good evening. The man accused of abducting little Cleo Smith is tonight in a maximum security facility in Perth. Terence Darryl Kelly was flown out of Carnarvon in a coordinated police operation.
It comes as we've learned disturbing new details about the life Kelly's believed to have lived before being arrested over the 4-year-old's disappearance.
The bandage is gone and the first clear image of 36-year-old Terence Darryl Kelly, manacled hand to foot and under heavy police escort, led to an aircraft for transfer from Carnarvon to Perth to be held in a maximum security prison after being officially charged overnight with the 18-day kidnap of 4-year-old Cleo Smith.
That's a normal process. He will be transferred to a facility with corrective services.
That as a frightening picture emerges of Kelly through Facebook pages now linked to him, revealing an obsession with children's dolls. Shelves stacked with them, many still boxed, especially the Bratz brand, with some speculating this was where Cleo was kept.
As a detective, I think you'd walk in, look around the room and think, we've got a bit of work to do in front of us.
Police sources confirming the page, now deleted, was his. He called himself Bratz DeLuca, an alpha male and dad. Here he posts, "I love my dolls." The site scrolls through hundreds of pictures of them, with links to more. Posting from a car, "I love taking my dolls for drives around and doing their hair." And here he posts on the dangers of online safety, saying, "One of my girls have had confrontations with boys and man asking for her phone number and photos." Here he posts video of a young girl calling her "my daughter, daddy's girl, my princess." But Kelly had no daughters. It seems he's created an entire family of fake profiles, a fantasy world where he was father to multiple girls.
Someone pushed the room door open on him 2 years ago and all dolls in there.
The question now being asked, did Kelly want a real-life doll called Cleo?
Police are obliged to have a very comprehensive, highly detailed look at this man's life going back many years.
Kelly will now be held in isolation, a specialist care cell for his own safety. A figure of intense public interest, police fear he could be at risk from other prisoners and even himself after 2 incidents of self-harm since Wednesday.
We'll put extra security measures for obvious reasons.
While back in Carnarvon,
some more good news for the family, Tam.
Police visit Cleo's home. They will be a regular presence in her life for months to come.
Her evidence is going to be key in understanding what happened over those 18 days.
New CCTV of the moment of Kelly's arrest, police bringing his car to a stop, Kelly pinned to the ground. From the taxi driver who caught this moment.
And they were all surrounding that car on the side of the curb, and we saw one of the detective on top of the guy.
Kelly's next court appearance is another 4 weeks away, December 6, and any eventual trial will be many more months, perhaps even a year. A long lead time for detectives, but it's clear with this case there is a lot to investigate. Chris Reason, 7 News.
Well, let's go to Tim McMillan in Carnarvon now. And Tim, where to now with this investigation?
Yeah, hi Sharyn. Well, after the frenetic scenes here at the airport earlier today with the departure of Terence Kelly for Perth, the investigation here in Carnarvon continues in earnest. We understand at least 10 further interviews with potential witnesses have been conducted today. And as we just heard, a second interview with little Cleo herself. Those special detectives from the Child Abuse Squad have remained here in Carnarvon for that very reason, a very delicate job in itself. And with that, really clear instructions to Cleo's mum and stepdad, Ellie and Jake, that they are absolutely not allowed to ask Cleo any details about what happened in the 18 days that she was missing, so that her evidence will not be tainted in any way. We understand that they are on board with that. They understand the reasons why that is the case, but you've got to feel for them. It puts them in a very, very difficult position.
Yes, you certainly do feel for them. All right, thank you, Tim. The border bubble with New South Wales has tightened in Gundawindi despite no new community cases. Thousands of residents south of the border have been told they won't have access to Queensland shops and schools.
Confusion and frustration spilling over at the border in Gundawindi. Extra police arrived to help, turning some vehicles around. Others were left in limbo after changes to the rules overnight.
So it does get confusing, and here I am at the border again, trying to work out whether I can get to work.
But soon after, the Premier announced another crackdown before she'd had the chance to tell the Mayor.
What I'd like to do is I've put a call in to Lawrence Springborg. I've asked my Chief of Staff to also try and contact him whilst I'm doing this press conference. We will try and get supplies to those communities in New South Wales rather than them having to cross to get supplies into Queensland.
The hard border closure will apply to the New South Wales town of Moree for 7 days. The community's outbreak has grown to 50 cases. Residents will be banned from access to schools and shops in Gundawindi.
Now is not the time to relax. It's not over.
After 3 Queensland residents tested positive to COVID yesterday, but there's some relief with no new local cases today.
Which is absolutely amazing news, and we're cautiously optimistic.
While Queensland clamps down at the border and waits to fully reopen, other parts of the country are reuniting. For the first time in more than 6 months, the border between New South Wales and Victoria is open again to vaccinated travellers.
Hello there. Vaccination is the passport for everyone's freedom.
79.1% of eligible Queenslanders have now received their first dose. 66.3% are fully vaccinated. But in many remote Aboriginal communities like Warrabinda, it's much lower.
The issue still remains clinicians on the ground.
It's got to be improved access and it's got to be improved confidence.
So no one is left behind.
And Marlena Wobb joins us now. Marlena, there's a renewed push for younger Queenslanders to get vaccinated.
Yes, the Premier says the biggest issue at the moment is the 18 to 39-year-old age group. So the government is planning a new social media campaign. There are also plans to have pop-up clinics at schoolies. This weekend there'll be another Bunnings Blitz at 25 stores across the state. And in news just in, Katherine has been declared a hotspot after the town was plunged into a snap lockdown. Queensland Health says anyone arriving from the region after midnight will need to isolate.
Thank you, Marlena. The highly vaccinated town of Gundawindi gives an insight into what life in Queensland may look like when borders reopen and the virus enters. There's no lockdown, but people are masking up and getting tested, with extra protections in place for the vulnerable.
A rare traffic jam in Gundawindi. Residents wait patiently to get tested, symptoms or not.
No symptoms at all, just trying to do the right thing.
8 in 10 people here are fully vaccinated, but the outbreak has prompted another rush on jabs.
I think that scare did just prompt those people who were sitting on the fence to come in and get vaccinated.
The only restrictions are at hospitals and aged care facilities. No visitors will be allowed, and border controls have also tightened. Tate Toyota has dealerships in Gundawindi and Moree. Now some staff are shut out.
It does put pressure on the other staff, and being able to find staff at the moment is another issue.
Exemptions for New South Wales border zone residents have also tightened, the list shrinking to just healthcare and emergencies.
There's this window of opportunity and it is really important that Queenslanders come forward and get vaccinated.
Locals have told 7 News unvaccinated residents across the border have been exploiting the loophole, using essential shopping as an excuse to move around town. Further west in Charleville, the vaccination rate is 83%, but the Mayor says there's more to be done.
It always is a concern, especially when they open that border, that we're going to get an influx of travellers.
Remote hospitals aren't equipped for treating COVID patients. That's where the Royal Flying Doctor Service comes in.
If a person is very sick, they will be transferred to a hospital that can take care of them.
But it's unclear what will happen to milder cases.
We moved 3 in one aircraft yesterday. That's probably a maximum for the King Airs.
The turbulent times far from over. Alex Lewis, 7 News.
More protest activity is planned at the Queensland-New South Wales border this weekend. Josh Ribberich, police will be out in force.
Max, additional officers will be conducting high visibility patrols right across the border, with protesters from Queensland and New South Wales planning to meet up on Sunday. They're against the vaccine mandate and the border closures. Police say they are prepared though, and warn fines will be handed out to anyone breaching health directions or attempting to cross the border without a valid pass or exemption.
Thank you, Josh. National Cabinet has been shown new modelling by the Doherty Institute, which recommends changes to COVID protocols due to high vaccination numbers. It says tracking down every casual case is no longer effective nor sustainable. Casual contact should not be required to isolate, and for vaccinated people who test positive, staying at home for 7 days is enough. It's not clear how many premiers will take this on board, with Western Australia today ripping up the national plan, despite the country transitioning to a new phase of the pandemic.
The light at the end of the COVID tunnel. Scott Morrison celebrates another vaccine milestone.
80% of Australians aged over 16 will be double vaccinated today.
But it means nothing for one Premier. Mark McGowan announcing today he won't open the border until Western Australia reaches
a 90% double dose vaccination rate for people aged 12 and above,
which won't happen until
late January or early February.
Effectively ignoring the Doherty recommendations, throwing the national plan out the window and dashing all hope for a Christmas reunion.
The difference in easing border controls at 90% rather than 80% is 200 West Australian lives are saved.
And if WA doesn't reach that 90% target,
that would mean restrictions on venues, restrictions on workplaces, restrictions when it comes to masks.
Claiming what he's doing is
the right way, the West Australian way.
The Prime Minister told 7 News in September.
Once you get to 80% of your population that's vaccinated, well, it's very clear. I can't see any reason why Australians should be kept from each other.
Senior government sources say this decision places a heavy burden on the Premier, who's, quote, locking up his citizens while the rest of the country enjoys freedom. Some locals still backing their leader.
He's keeping us safe at the moment. We're still working, making money. That's the main thing.
At the end of the day, it's about the safety of everyone.
I support him 100%. I think what he's doing is fabulous.
Others are furious.
It's completely wrong. I think that it's complete control. It's dictatorship.
Jennifer Beshwati, 7 News.
Queensland's public hospitals are at breaking point, with capacity above 100% and elective surgery waiting times blowing out. The AMAQ's damning report card revealing a flood of COVID cases could prove catastrophic.
I don't know how many nights I've cried over this.
Caitlin Pyatt's sons both suffer the crippling bone disorder, MHE, yet they've been waiting months for life-changing surgery.
Not know when you're actually going to see your surgeon and not know when they're going to have the surgery to ease their pain it's a killer.
But there are thousands more across the state waiting for their turn in the operating theatre. The AMAQ's report card slamming waiting times, calling for hospital capacities to be brought back to 90%.
Our capacity is almost always 100%, 100+%.
In June this year, more than 56,000 people were waiting for surgery in Queensland, the number waiting longer than recommended increasing from 122 in 2019 to 629, a jump of 400%.
Queensland Health has been on a downward slide for the better part of half a decade.
The wait times are worst at Townsville Hospital, Gold Coast University and Sunshine Coast hospitals, with people aged over 65, most at risk.
It's not an issue just for Queensland. There are issues across the nation.
To address the capacity crisis at Queensland hospitals, the AMA says another 1,300 beds are needed, 600 of those for aged care. And that's before the impending flood of COVID cases when the border opens in 6 weeks.
Hospitals can't cope already. With a surge with COVID, we'll be even less able to cope.
Fears our health system will collapse under pressure.
It's incredibly hard. It'd be incredibly hard for other families as well.
Samantha Heathwood, 7 News.
The man accused of raping former Liberal staffer Brittany Higgins has been committed to stand trial. 26-year-old Bruce Lerman has been charged with sexual intercourse without consent over an alleged incident in Parliament House in 2019. Mr Lerman has pleaded not guilty to all charges. He'll appear at the ACT Supreme Court later this month.
South East Queensland's mayors say bickering between the state and federal governments has stalled important Olympic infrastructure planning. They've joined forces calling for urgent action on key transport and livability projects, saying the flagship Abba revamp might soon fall behind schedule.
Joining their voices to get the feds and the state to listen.
1, 2, 3. Let's get moving!
South East Queensland's mayors say it's time for less talk and more action to get the state Olympic ready for 2032.
We don't have any time to waste.
The mayors are worried bickering in a pre-election environment has stalled important building work, and while 11 years might seem like a lot, every day now counts.
An average of 2.5 years for the planning of a major project. Then you see another 18 months when it comes to procurement and approvals, and then up to 4 years of construction.
With the games spread across the regions, lobbying for an infrastructure wish list has begun, Toowoomba keeping the pressure on for a fast train.
You could imagine hopping on a train in downtown Toowoomba and 45 minutes later you're in the CBD of Brisbane. That would be a tremendous factor in growing our community.
As one of the fastest growing areas in Australia, we do need that connectivity.
Transport's seen to be a key pillar to ensure a car-free games.
People won't be driving and parking at the venues. That is not going to work.
The $1 billion decision to knock down and rebuild the Abba is said to be a source of friction between the state and federal governments. Queensland mayors saying this project will soon be behind schedule too. A schedule the mayors say now needs Olympic-sized urgency. Katrina Blowers, 7 News.
Forget socks and jocks. Tourism Australia wants Queenslanders to give the gift of travel this Christmas. A new campaign has been launched ahead of the summer school holidays and stars a Queensland legend.
Picking the perfect Christmas gift can be a challenge, even for a power couple.
Hey, what did you get for Andy?
Nothing. Yet. But I do know some people we could steal ideas off.
Comedian Hamish Blake and wife, entrepreneur Zoe Foster Blake, enlisting some help from famous friends across the country. Well, sort of.
Nah. Oh, good on you, legend. See you later, mate. That's a good one.
He didn't answer, did he?
The laughs all part of Tourism Australia's latest campaign.
Encouraging Australians to give a meaningful gift this Christmas instead of just things.
Last year, Aussies spent on average $770 on Christmas gifts, adding up to around $16 billion.
And if just a fraction went to the tourism industry, that would be a much needed boost for the industry that's in crisis still.
We need to encourage more Australians to take advantage of the opportunities now that the borders are finally opening.
And while international travel is still risky, overseas destinations have been grouped into 4 categories, Thailand and Vietnam among the level 3 countries Australians are being urged to reconsider travel to, while residents heading to level 2 countries like the US or UK should exercise a high degree of caution. A holiday at home, perhaps for some still the safer option. Emily Arnold, 7 News.
Well, let's get a quick check on the weather now. Here is Bertie.
Thanks for that, Sharyn. Hello, everybody. A couple of showers just grazing the coast this afternoon. More to come over the coming days. Let's take a look at today's temperatures. Chill down to 23 degrees here on the Gold Coast. Warmed up to 26 up there at Maroochydore on the Sunshine Coast. 17 to 25 in the city and also Ipswich. A wet day ahead. It's going to be Monday and next week. Keep that brolly handy. All the details a little later.
Thanks, Bertie. See you then. Would-be thieves bungle a dramatic robbery on the Gold Coast. Why they were left scratching their heads and fleeing empty-handed. That's next.
Anger in the US over the jury selection in the murder trial of a black jogger.
Taking the red pill, the world's first approved tablet to fight COVID.
And before weather, groceries to your door in 20 minutes, the new digital supermarket.
Now, the new music is here.
Abba's Benny and Bjorn host a very special spotlight.
Hello, Australia.
Hear the big new songs, their first in 40 years.
We share our new music with you.
And their next big announcement.
Join us for this special event.
7 News Spotlight, an evening with Abba, Sunday at 7 on 7.
Loving you is easy. Loving you is never a pain in the guts.
Fresh, natural Zimmel. The easy-to-digest milk.
Hey, these bowls are from our first share house.
From the Nazi Goring dynasty.
Wait, where are the others?
Still over our next first car.
I miss you, baby.
Oh, look at your ties.
Still wasn't the biggest regret I had that day.
Has your betting ever gone too far? Take a sec before you bet and set a deposit limit, whoever you bet with.
I'm Leah Sidery, owner of The Art of War and an Amy Business Insurance customer.
I'm Ben Keane, owner of Keen Spark Electrical and an Amy Business Insurance customer.
From artists to electricians, Amy proudly insures a wide range of small businesses across the country. Who covers thousands of businesses just like yours? Amy does.
Lucky you're with Amy.
When hay fever and allergies attack, choose Telfast. Nothing beats Telfast for fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour action.
It's Black November at Nick Scali. We must clear our floor stock and discontinued lines. Lounges reduced, dining tables reduced, dining chairs reduced, and much more. Limited stock, limited time. Black November at all Nick Scali stores. Hurry.
In a world of good and bad, there's a little burger lad who is thinking of all that is right. Keeping bad stuff out of food by defeating evil dudes. He's a righteous burger guy.
Queensland. We've done so well. And we're back doing some of the things we love. But Delta is on our doorstep. We can't keep it out forever. We need to use this window to urgently get every Queenslander vaccinated. Let's not waste all of our hard work now. Get your vaccination or find a walk-in location via the Check-In Queensland app. Let's do this, Queensland. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
A gang of thieves is on the run after attempting to ram raid a Gold Coast tobacconist this morning. They reversed a stolen Mitsubishi Outlander through the front doors at Mollendina, but the impact moved 2 large drinks fridges and they couldn't get inside. So they left empty-handed, dumping the car and setting it alight at the end of an Ashmore cul-de-sac.
Britain has become the first country in the world to approve a simple pill to fight COVID. It's been proven to halve the risk of serious illness and death and cut transmission, but doctors warn it's not a magic bullet.
It's a little red pill that could make a massive difference.
To have a drug like this does mark a milestone in our discovery of effective medicines against COVID.
Molnupiravir, developed by US pharmaceutical giant Merck, stops the virus replicating by rewriting its genetic code, so sufferers are less likely to pass COVID on. Their chances of hospitalisation and death slashed by 50%.
And in a study of 775 people, there were 8 deaths in the placebo arm who didn't get the treatment and no deaths among the people who did get the treatment. That really is potentially very good news.
As long as it's taken within 5 days of the onset of symptoms. Doctors say the sooner the better. Anne-Marie tested positive earlier this week. She'll be taking Molnupiravir twice a day for 5 days.
This will reduce my symptoms. Hopefully, therefore, the infection will not take a hold on my chest and I won't end up in hospital.
It is not a magic bullet, and this is very important to emphasise. It is one additional tool in the fight against COVID-19 disease.
Along with vaccinations. Australian regulators are yet to approve the drug. It's unclear exactly how and when the antiviral will be rolled out here, but the UK has bought nearly 500,000 courses of the drug, hoping to prevent what could be another difficult winter. The World Health Organization warning.
Today, every single country in Europe and Central Asia
is facing a real threat of COVID-19 resurgence or already fighting it.
The difference this time, there's more weapons to help win that fight. In London, Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.
There's anger in the US after a nearly all-white jury was selected to try 3 white men accused of murdering a black jogger. Ahmed Arbery was chased down and shot dead while on a run in Georgia. The 3 accused men claimed they thought he was a robbery suspect and were acting in self-defence. Only 1 black juror has been selected. The victim's family says it's a devastating outcome. Residents of Japan's biggest city are being warned there's a monkey on the loose. The primate's been spotted crossing busy streets in downtown Tokyo, climbing high-rise buildings and swinging from electrical wires, as well as pausing for a quick snack here and there. Local police have been going bananas trying to track it down.
George Clooney and his wife Amal are bound for Hamilton Island. The couple and their twins have just completed a 14-day quarantine period in Sydney. The actor is heading to Queensland to film his latest blockbuster, Ticket to Paradise.
He was a highly paid rising star in American football. Now he's facing serious jail time over this tragic high-speed crash.
Lights out for community sport in Ipswich. Kilometres of copper cabling stolen.
Santa's wish list for Christmas, social distancing and COVID-safe shopping centre visits.
And after sport, no honour spared to welcome a brave new member of the Queensland Police Service.
This is it.
My sister is Meghan Markle. You know I'm famous for writing letters.
A shocking handwritten letter.
Now, the brand new letter.
Dear Meghan and Harry.
What's in the letter?
The first thing I want to say to both of you.
But he isn't finished yet.
Gosh, what would Meghan say? The world's waiting for all those photographs.
Caitlin on Kris Jenner.
You're still obviously, friendly with Kris, right?
Friendly is an interesting question that you use.
The biggest night is here.
It can be brutal.
Big Brother VIP, Monday 7:30 on 7.
Me, get delivery. Yeah. Can you see it, baker boy? Gotta eat, make it faster. Get the flavor straight to your pad. Got the chili crab in the dilly bag.
Burger in the Lola. Damn, no pickles there. Make sure the bun is steamed. Fries and ice cream.
MENULOG. MENULOG.
Congratulations. When are you,
Excuse me?
we were... He's...
Kidding. It's just the savings I pocketed getting my health insurance from HBF.
See if you can pocket the savings with HBF. Join today.
What makes Nature's Way adult Vita Gummies seriously good? Is it their 99% sugar-free Vita Gummies? Or because they're a great alternative to swallowing tablets? For your daily health boost, choose Nature's Way adult Vita Gummies. They're seriously good.
At Spotlight, save more at our Refresh for Summer sale with Crafter's Choice and Creatology lap trays now $6 each, 50% off all dinnerware. Or grab and go wadding VIP price $90 each. So store it, arrange it and make it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
There's only one thing to look for. Choose a super fund with this symbol.
We're all in this together.
New Fairy with built-in pre-wash power. Rehydrates, lifts and breaks down even baked-on food. Doing the pre-wash for you.
One wash and it's all clean.
It even cleans your filter too. New Fairy with built-in pre-wash power.
Need to relax? Head to Freedom. Get up to 25% off selected sofas and furniture. Plus, get 24 months interest-free and we'll cover the Latitude Gem Visa monthly fee. Freedom Sofa Sale ends Monday. Only at Freedom.
We all see the world a little differently. Some see magic. We see mobility's future. Some see exhilarating performance. We see inspirational engineering. Some see a new era. We see that too.
A state funeral for TV icon Bert Newton is set to be held next Friday at Melbourne's St Patrick's Cathedral. Only friends, family and colleagues are allowed to attend due to COVID restrictions. But the service will be live streamed. Instead of flowers, the family is asking people to donate to the aged care charity O'Neill House in Bert's honour.
Brazen thieves have called lights out for half a dozen community clubs after kilometres of copper cable was stolen from Ipswich sports fields. Taken in broad daylight to be sold for scrap, live cables have been found exposed, putting lives at risk.
Lined up and ready to ride. But it's season over for nighttime racing at the Ipswich BMX Club after thieves stole 2 kilometres of copper cable in broad daylight.
They've gone through a manhole to get the underground cabling, and then we believe that they've chopped it and basically dragged it out.
It's really sad for those kids, and a lot of them are really disappointed and don't quite understand why it's happened.
At Raceview Soccer Club, every time Chairman Billy Deem flicks a switch, he doesn't know what will work.
The first week they came and did the toilet block cabling. The next week they came and took power cables for the bottom fields. And then this week they've come and taken cables for the lights on the top field.
In the past month, thieves have also targeted the Ipswich Softball Association, netball courts, touch rugby fields and Brothers Leagues Club, as well as hundreds of Energex power poles.
They don't leave it safely behind, so someone who comes up without knowing could electrocute themselves.
From what I understand, they just show up in a white ute, which is what most council workers have, and they've got high-vis clothing on, so general public wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Replacing the stolen cable around this track alone is expected to cost the council close to $250,000. That doesn't include the tens of thousands of dollars in lost revenue for the club.
It's very heartless for a couple of bucks.
Heartless, brazen and dangerous. Elliot Chipper, 7 News.
A rising American football star is facing decades behind bars after crashing his high-powered sports car in Las Vegas while twice the legal limit. New pictures of the crash show Henry Ruggs crying as he watches the car he hit burn, with a woman and her dog trapped inside.
As he sat sobbing on the ground, his victim was dying in this fiery wreck.
Yeah, there's somebody in the car.
American football star Henry Ruggs was behind the wheel of his new modified Corvette when he slammed into 23-year-old Tina Tintor, killing her and her dog. Witnesses say she was heard screaming for help but couldn't escape. Ruggs, a first-round NFL draft pick with the Las Vegas Raiders, was clocked at 250 kilometres an hour before the crash.
I would note that in my 24-plus years of prosecuting vehicular crimes, that is the highest speed I have ever heard of.
After a night of Topgolf with his girlfriend, Ruggs was drunk behind the wheel, prosecutors say, and carrying an illegal loaded gun.
There's ride sharing. There's a designated driver. There's a taxi. There's so many alternatives. But Mr. Ruggs made a choice, and he's going to have to live with the consequences.
That choice cost a woman her life. It cost him a $16 million football contract and his freedom, now facing up to 46 years in prison.
Slow down! Slow down! Slow down! Slow down!
In the United States, Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
50 sleeps until Christmas, which means that Santa Claus is on his way. He'll be arriving at shopping centres across Queensland soon, but whether you've been naughty or nice, St Nick will be keeping his distance.
It's been 10 long months now. The man of the moment is back on his throne.
Merry Christmas.
But at Robina Town Centre, this is the closest you'll get to Santa this year.
We will be social distancing photos. Families just sit 1.5 metres from Santa, so make sure they're socially distanced. They are welcome to bring their own props along.
Shopping centres across the state are adopting a COVID-safe approach this Christmas. At Westfields, there will be no sitting on his lap or cuddles, which means a sit-down with St Nick will be less like this and more like this.
I think once the borders open, there's going to be a lot of unknowns at play. So I think at this point,
it's still appropriate. At Queen's Plaza, Santa will be roving the stores and taking selfies.
People are certainly looking forward to having all the trimmings this year, and we're hoping to deliver on that with some really creative treats. We've got some virtual Santa experiences, we've got tingle rings, so Santa can give you a call himself.
There's one thing you'll want to remember when visiting Santa this year, and that is your mask. Bookings will also be essential to reduce the number of people waiting in line.
It's great that we can come back and see Santa.
So would you like something else beside the car?
Still taking requests. Georgia Terry, 7 News.
They're suffering crippling side effects from faulty implants. Next, a win for women suing a pharmaceutical giant in a class action.
A Queenslander caught using an unusual towing technique to move his bike around town.
40 years in the making. Finally, Abba's new album is out. Was it worth the wait?
And light and colour illuminates the night, the magical display in Australian skies.
On Weekender, a holiday with everything under the sun. Sunday 5:30 on 7.
Fast Ed's self-scrambling eggs.
It's not what's in it, it's how it's cooked. Hiding a secret, you got to see to believe.
Better Homes, next up on 7.
In a world of bad and good, there's a little burger dude who is sticking up for all that is right. He will smash those who don't care and are poisoning the air. He's a righteous burger guy.
Windows 11 brings you closer to what you love. Your favourite photos, today's to-do list and tomorrow's weather, all just a swipe away. Optimise your screen space with just a snap. And even turn your thoughts into text. It's Windows your way. With hundreds of games to play and the freedom to connect with anyone at any time. Life's better together. Experience the new Windows 11, now at Harvey Norman.
Sometimes you just have to say no. So when you say yes, it means a lot. Kinder Chocolate comes in little bars with lots of taste, so it's perfect for saying yes to at treat time. Kinder Chocolate.
At Spotlight, save more at our Refresh for Summer sale with 50% off Cool quilt cover sets, 50% off Cool weighted blankets, and 40% off all individual sheets and sheet sets, so you can make it, shake it, and cuddle it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Like shocks shooting through your body. This is how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus. Up to 1 in 3 people risk developing shingles in their lifetime. If you are 50 years or older, talk to your doctor about shingles today.
That's target.
I just went and got some milk.
Cocoa Pops, just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy. Now available in gluten-free.
With more mango and less seed, Calypso mangoes are totally irresistible.
Congratulations. When are you,
Excuse me?
we were... He's...
Kidding. It's just the savings I pocketed getting my health insurance from HBF.
See if you can pocket the savings with HBF. Join today.
Kate Hudson is trading the high life for the family life. Raising Helen, tonight, 8:30 on 7.
Checking finance now, the Australian share market climbed for a third straight day in its best week since May. The ASX 200 adding 29 points. Link administration rose 37 cents, up 8.5%, following a $2.8 billion takeover bid from the Carlyle Group. While Westpac fell 2.8%, down 67 cents. And the Australian dollar is buying 74 US cents. There's been a major win for women suing pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson in a class action. The company has had its bid for an appeal thrown out, meaning thousands of women who suffered serious side effects from mesh implants are eligible for compensation.
The pain that I have now, even after the 3 operations, I have to have painkillers every day to get me through each day. Without that, I just can't function.
Johnson & Johnson subsidiary Ethicon believes it acted ethically and responsibly. A rare 6-wheel drive has caught the attention of police officers in Maryborough. A driver with one hand on the wheel and the other hand out the window, bringing his bicycle along for the ride.
Cool, Joe, because obviously you can't do that. Yeah, mate, silly idea.
The 30-year-old driver was fined.
They swore they'd never perform live again, but that doesn't mean Abba stopped making music. They've released a new album, almost 4 decades after their last one.
So long without them, would the sequel be as good as the original? 10 songs on Abba's new album, Voyage. One's called Little Things, and it could be a big Christmas hit.
As a brand new day is dawning on this lovely Christmas morning.
This album came together while the group planned a series of virtual concerts in London next year. The legendary 4, now in their 70s, recording clips for the show using bodysuits.
But in fact they're using holograms or avatars, as they've been dubbed. Be a live band, and they'll do a lot of the old music, they'll do the new music as well.
Like their previous work, Benny and Bjorn write the songs. On this album, they leave Annafrid and Agnetha to sing. Rolling Stone says it combines 2 of the 70s hottest trends, heartbreak and sequin-studded pantsuits. Their older songs continue to be hits. Footy players among many getting on the remixed Abba train.
I can't imagine that there's going to be a big call from young kids for the Abba music. I think it is people wanting to go and revisit those happy times gone by.
But surely diehard fans thank them for the music again. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
Tasmanians were treated to a spectacular light show overnight, the Aurora Australis illuminating the night sky with a vivid colour palette. The natural light display appearing as glowing rays and curtains, with a combination of clear skies and favourable space conditions creating the masterpiece. The phenomenon was also visible over New Zealand.
Bravery is key to being a Queensland police officer, so there was no hesitation welcoming the service's youngest recruit. This 8-year-old has overcome more than most. Mia's special surprise is just ahead, only on 7 News.
But let's check Friday Sport now. Here is Pat.
Sharyn, thank you. Hello, everyone. Ahead, a former Bronco heads to the Peninsula. A crucial innings for a Gabba Test contender. Semi-finals loomed. The Aussies World Cup fate back in their hands. And a milestone for 888 as the supercar pilots brace for a wet and wild weekend.
Paying for sport is just not cricket.
This is a good one for Australia. It's absolutely smoked. Oh, look at this.
They've witnessed something very, very special.
Oh, that means a lot. That's what we're talking about.
The best things in sport are free. 7, your home of cricket.
2022, the year you explore mountain passes and starlit plains on board the Indian Pacific. From $2,595 per person all inclusive. Final places selling fast. Search Journey Beyond Rail.
You can't reason with evil, son. Won't stop until it's won or you kill it. There's a war going on in this valley. Today's the day you choose sides.
Hey, you're John Dutton, aren't you?
Yep. Oh my God.
Right and wrong, good and evil. There's no such thing.
Don't you die on me now.
The brand new season of Yellowstone premieres Monday only on Stan.
Cuke's baby cucumbers are crunchy, quirky, and deliciously crisp. Nothing's quite as quick, nothing's quite as cute. Nothing's quite as cool as Cukes, promoting healthy snacks for little footballers as proud sponsor of Mini Roos.
Are you ready for our biggest sale of the year? Click Frenzy's main event is coming, with huge savings on the big brands you love for 2 days only. Register for early access at clickfrenzy.com.au. Then hit up the Click Frenzy website from 6 p.m. Tuesday.
Selling a car's hard.
Really? I've got options with Toyota Access and it gives me a guaranteed future value.
With Toyota Access, you get the certainty of a guaranteed future value. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
It's Black November at Nick Scali. We must clear our floor stock and discontinued lines. Up to 30, 40 and 50% off. Our floor stock must go. Limited stock, limited time. Black November at all Nick Scali stores. Hurry.
At Terry White Chemmart, get real deals on your favourite brands this Christmas, like Rest and Quiet Calm Formula Spray, L'Oreal Paris Revitalift, and Blackmore's Executive B. Plus, earn double rewards points for a limited time only. Real value every day at Terry White Chemmart.
Think your mate's a good value? You should check out Venue Mode. When the green light is activated, you're on tab turf. So you'll get access to exclusive markets and offers just for heading to your local. Venue Mode, only on your Tab app.
Tab, long may we play.
This Sport Report is brought to you by Tab. Long may we play.
Beat the West Indies tomorrow night and Australia should play in the T20 World Cup semi-finals. Adam Zampa start against Bangladesh in the second biggest victory in Cup history. Australia needing only 36 minutes to chase down their paltry 73.
Win big and fast.
That's better.
Aaron Finch flying out front. 40 from 20 balls. No bowler safe. Bangladesh's 73 overtaken in 6.2 overs. Mitch Marsh's last ball maximum.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Surging Australia into semi-final contention.
We put in a really good performance from the outset last night. I think our bowlers set the tone, obviously. So, but to get over the line and help with our net run rate was really important.
Mitch Stark's pace made the breakthrough. But from first ball, spin did most damage.
What a start by Zampa.
Adam Zampa later claiming 2 wickets from as many balls, but the leg spinner waited 3 overs for a crack at his hat-trick, grasped by Matt Wade.
Oh, I think there was a nick.
Yeah, I tried to catch it.
I've never got a hat-trick, still haven't got one, but I can't really blame Wadey too much. He's been taking some beautiful catches.
5 for 19, career best figures, but lose to the West Indies tomorrow night and it'll count for naught.
Really important to win this next one.
The Windies title defence ended by Sri Lanka. Andrew McKinlay, 7 News.
Trent Copeland's leg injury made for a dramatic start to the Victoria-New South Wales Shield match. Marcus Harris, the opener, staring down Usman Khawaja for a test spot, made 1.
And an edge, and well caught by Edwards, a third slip.
Hanscom was trapped in front by Abbott for 26, but it was one-way traffic as the wicket then settled. Maddinson and Seymour both scored centuries. Wayne Bennett has stolen another from the Broncos, and a warning, it won't be the last. Ben Teo will join the new franchise's coaching staff as an ex-Dolphin suggested who should be the first player signed.
Ben Teo in Broncos colours, a sight you won't see again. He's now declared himself a Dolphin. The 173-gamer has been named the head coach of the Colts side and will be mentored by arguably the best in the business. Meanwhile, ex-Redcliffe junior Brent Tate has revealed his choice for marquee man.
Look, if I had to pick one, maybe, Kalen Ponga, I think.
Reports have suggested the Night Star could be in for a massive payday, upwards of $1.4 million a season.
Maybe they need to spend that sort of money to get him.
The proud Queenslander has an eye for talent, taking a particular interest to one club.
And the Harry Grants, the Cam Munsters, Cameron, Christian Welsh.
But speculation surrounding Regan Campbell-Gillard's possible move north was put to bed. Parramatta locking up their enforcer until 2025. Dolphins recruitment boss Peter O'Sullivan is hopeful the club can name their first signing next week.
They'll be successful because Redcliffe has always been a successful club. That's what they demand.
Well, not Redcliffe, the Dolphins, because the club's standing firm on no location.
I sometimes think you have to have a region to represent, and then I can see the reasons why they haven't.
Meanwhile, 7 News can reveal Gareth Widdop has been linked to the Cowboys. The international has finished his quarantine stint to get into Queensland. Broncos, Titans and Warriors all denying interest. Katie Brown, 7 News.
The powerful Brisbane-based 888 team hits a milestone 250th Supercars round this weekend, but celebrations are muted. They know Dick Johnson's Mustangs are charging and Sydney's forecast wild weather could wreck the party. Another shot for the Whincup family album. Come next year, business attire replaces the race suit. He'll be 888's new MD.
There's a little bit of healthy arrogance in me. I've got a lot of self-belief, so I know I can do a good job.
For now, though, it's reining in the Dick Johnson Mustangs. They were lightning in Sydney last week.
I think we maximised what we had, but we weren't fast enough, so we've been working really hard this week.
But the best laid plans may count for naught. Rain is forecast. It could be pelting by Sunday. Whincup's never raced in the wet at night, but he's heard stories.
It's pretty gnarly. You actually can't. The spray with the lights is another level again.
James Duckworth's lifted his level too, repelling fellow Aussie Alexi Poprin to reach the last 8 at the Paris Masters. His first quarter-final at an ATP Masters 1000 event will propel him into the world's top 50. Deserved too, he's won 15 of his last 20 matches. And Australia's through to the semi-finals of the Billie Jean King Cup for only the 5th time in 30 years. In the rebranded Fred Cup, Storm Sanders and Isla Tomljanovic will lead the Aussies against Switzerland. And is it finally Zaki's time at the Spring Carnival? After his dramatic race day scratching from the Cox Plate, the star of Brisbane's winter is favourite for tomorrow's McKinnon Stakes.
He looks as well as I've ever seen him look, and I'm hopeful that he's going to bounce back and run a big race tomorrow.
Everest winner Nature Strip is tipped to help jockey James McDonald break the record for most winners during Cup Week. And that is our Friday Sport.
Thank you, Pat. 8-year-old Mia Wilkinson has been through more than most kids. She lost both arms and legs from sepsis when she was 4.
Now, Queensland Police have gone the extra mile with a big surprise to make her day.
Cue the band. And Polaire. A very special police officer is on the way.
Come out here.
Mia Wilkinson thought she was getting a ride in a police car. The secret, much bigger than that.
Special Junior Constable Mia Wilkinson. Welcome to the QBS.
Mia's bravery has inspired her community. A quad amputee after developing sepsis when she was 4. It hasn't stopped her from living life to the full.
She just does everything. There's very few things she can't do. And the ability to adapt and that resilience, she leads the way.
Mia and her Indooroopilly State School classmates got a crash course in policing. The uniform.
The vest is a little bit heavy, but I like it.
The riot squad, the doggies.
Can I throw the toy?
And traffic branch.
Meow.
Mia's favourite.
The animals. I don't have a pet.
To see that smile on her face, she didn't know it was coming, and she's obviously pretty chuffed, which is awesome.
A special day made possible by a very special officer.
I love my job so much, and it's just my passion to serve and bring the smiles on people's faces.
Mission accomplished. Nikki Hayden, 7 News.
Well done, Mia.
Fantastic. Should be a great addition to the police
For
service.
sure. Well done to QPS as well. Groceries to your door in 20 minutes. That's the promise from a new starter. Coming up, Australia's first digital supermarket has arrived as demand soars for click and collect orders.
And a beautiful start to the weekend. Showers forecast for the later parts, though. All those details live from the beautiful foreshores of Surfers Paradise.
On Weekend Sunrise, inside Carnarvon, live to the outback town, how it's rallying around little Cleo. And what's next in this incredible case?
Terry White Chemmart has all your health essentials. For those who love the beach a bit too much, those who've had way too much food, or a few too many bubbles. Plus, we're gifting you with double rewards points. We've got everything you need for a healthy Christmas.
And I won the first round.
everything. Chloe!
Mum. Thanks.
Bye. Yes, Chloe.
Hey.
Gelner. It's what's inside that counts.
Australian avocados, as green and gold as our nation itself, which is why we're making ourselves the official, unofficial sponsor of pretty much everything Australian. Ever. Australian avocados, our green gold.
Jeez, this Sportsbet Spring delivery's a monster. For all races at Flemington and Rose Hill, finish second, third, fourth or even fifth and get up to $50 back in bonus bets with Sportsbet.
Storm and its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear.
RACQ Foundation rebuilds the heart of Queensland communities. Membership makes all the difference.
Nature's Way Beauty Collagen Tablets enhance collagen formation deep under the skin where beauty creams can't reach. Nature's Way Beauty Collagen gives your skin back its youthful bounce, glow and radiance.
Me, get delivery like me. See, big twisty, gotta eat. I get mine every day, every week. Chicken wings to the crib, I'm sitting in.
A whole fish, Vietnamese. Pass me the knock, ma'am, sauce, please. Smashed Abba to the chateau, yeah. Did somebody say
MENUNOG? Menu love.
Dear guardians of language, it's time to take a look at the definition of performance. To evolve much-loved but simplistic notions like speed and power. True drivers now see the world as not just fast or slow. New performance throws you back into your seat, squeezes every molecule and watt, and gets a thrill from giving back. Performance redefined.
It's brekkie, but not as you know it. Fasted's self-scrambling eggs.
It's not what's in it, it's how it's cooked.
The ultimate omelette.
Tiniest secret.
And it's debatable which came first, but this chop's worth waiting for.
Celebrate summer with a char-grilled chicken straight off the barbecue.
Better Homes, next up on 7.
This weather report is brought to you by the BMW 3 Series.
Australia's first digital supermarket is growing across the country, delivering groceries to your door in under 20 minutes. It started in Sydney, today launched in Melbourne, and Brisbane is on the company's radar as the pandemic changes the way customers shop.
Pantry staples on demand, delivered straight to your door in less than 20 minutes.
Basically, you can buy anything ranging from your pasta, chocolates, ice cream, fresh produce.
From missing ingredients to late-night snacks to a full shop, Geezy Go now delivers big brands at supermarket prices after launching in Sydney 3 months ago. There's no minimum spend and delivery costs just $3.99.
You could have the cheapest prices unless you've got home deliveries and they're done rapidly, you lose.
The demand for convenience and contactless collection is becoming big business for the major supermarkets. Coles online sales grew 52% to $2 billion in the last financial year. The supermarket giant offers free click and collect, rapid collection for $5 and home delivery for $2. Woolworths online sales grew by 75% to $3.5 billion. Click and collect is also free. Their delivery costs are part of a $15 per month subscription or free if the order is over $300.
At the moment, less than 10% of all sales are online.
We think moving forward we're going to see customers choosing to shop both online and in-store.
For smaller grocery delivery companies, the biggest challenge is processing the weekly shop and delivering it in under 20 minutes. On average, Australian households shop once a week, spending $159 at supermarkets. Georgia Comensoli, 7 News.
Weather now, here's Bertie.
Thanks for that, Max. Yeah, hello, everybody. Certainly was an overcast end of the working week today. It looks as though we're going to see a little bit of cloud about tomorrow. Sunshine at times early parts of the day before some showers graze the coast. Let's take a look at today's temperatures, everyone. Dipped down to about 17 degrees overnight in the city. Highs of around 24, 25. 23 down here on the Gold Coast. Really started to feel that late this afternoon. To the charts here, you can see that low pressure surface trough just around the southeastern parts of the country. That's driving some showers to the southern majors. We're going to see an inland trough reaching us by Monday. That'll bring some more showers to us. In fact, staying with us all the way through to the end of the week. So a very wet week ahead. Good to see, great for the gardens and for those with rain tanks. So around the nation now for capitals, wet and a few showers for Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Hobart. Storms set for Adelaide tomorrow. Back to the tropics now, partly cloudy, Cairns and Townsville, highs of 32, 21 to 30 and mostly sunny down there at Mackay. Further south, similar around Rocky. Hello up there to Mary, Carol. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. Great for the tourism industry. And also further south around Gladstone and Bundaberg. Pretty good conditions. A couple of showers moving in around Gympie and possibly on the range at Toowoomba. It's 13 to 23. Back to the southeast now. We're going to see a couple of showers grazing the coast. Again, later in the afternoon more so, or early in the morning before sunrise. 17 to 25 Bayside and the Gold Coast, similar for the Sunshine Coast. 17 to 25 also around that Logan region. Tops at 27 for Ipswich. On the water, coastal waters forecast, east-northeast winds at 15 knots, seas around 1 metre. In the city, 17 degrees tonight, highs at 25, chance of a shower again later in the day or just before sunrise. Ahead, keep that brolly handy. 18 to 28 on Sunday, wet on Monday, 29 upwards to 20 millimetres, similar for Ipswich. Highs at 28 Sunday, Monday, wet through till Friday. And the Gold Coast, it tops at 27 Sunday, Monday, down to about 18 degrees overnight and wet on Monday. And similar for the Sunshine Coast, could see some storm activity coming through on Tuesday, 19 to 29. Let's check the waterways for tomorrow, everyone. On the surfing scene, choppy conditions this morning due to that onshore breeze. It looks as though we'll see the winds easing back tomorrow. Try the open stretches nice and early. Swells coming in from the east-southeast, 11-second intervals. Finally, a little bit more pressure and size to it, which is great to see. Now, the winds tomorrow will be light. Hit the open beaches early if you're certainly keen. A little bit of the wind starting to kick in after lunch. New southerly change by Sunday. Boating conditions ideal. Light winds tomorrow. Make the most of it. Some great fish out at sea. Sea Probe charters getting some nice snapper. Have a look at that. 36 and 42s northeast of the Seaway. Also deep tempest off Moreton. And you could try wide Caloundra. Back inshore, Gold Coast River charters catching whiting. Whiting around in great numbers also. Malula, Noosa around the Yabby Banks and also down around the Wavebreak Island. Good luck.
Thanks, Bertie, and that's all from us this Friday. Thanks for your company.
Updates throughout the evening, but for now, from all the team, have a great weekend.
Good night.